What's up, YouTube? ODST General back again with some long overdue Stormworks, and we're going to be checking out the new winter area. So this is a pretty large area. I haven't even explored most of it, but basically it's just like it looks. You know, we've got a lot of snow, we've got blizzards instead of rain here. Let's go ahead and start moving out though before I talk a whole lot more. Let's take these brakes off and get shimmying. You don't really have any objective, but I figured it'd be fun to run the snow plow and take this crane with us just in case we needed it for some reason. I should have grabbed a flatbed too, but didn't think about it until just now. So we're gonna go ahead and roll here. Now there is some interesting challenges with this map. Now obviously visibility here is first and foremost thing that comes to mind. You know, there's just almost no visibility. Now this is like wind and snow and fog to the max, and so this is like the worst it can be. But I wouldn't want to imagine trying to like fly an aircraft in this, or trying to take a boat out in this. Like train's not too bad, because obviously with a train you know that there's probably not going to be anything in the tracks in all likelihood, or anything like that. There is another challenge, which is staying warm. Now, we're in this train cab, but apparently there's no heat in here. I meant to check that too, I forgot to. I don't know if there's heaters you can get. There's certain things that produce heat, obviously. And if you're close enough to them, you will stay warmer, but, you know, it's just, that's simply not the case in this cab here. But that is something that can kill you. I was tabbed out here. I was playing a phone game during a limited time event. I had this going in the background on my computer with intent to hop on here and record this video, and forgot all about it and spawned in and I died from hypothermia, so something you gotta keep in mind. If you're playing on a survival mode too, there is other issues, which is, well, there seems to be a lot of bases. I don't know if there's a lot in the way of like fuel supplies and stuff, or how you go about getting fuel. Obviously there is, you know, limited things there, but you need the oil tanker, the oil refinery, whatever you want to call it, oil rig, and you know, you need that in order to get the oil, you need fuel and stuff like that. So get that up here, and yeah. I mean, I don't see one up here. I don't know if there's a spawn for one somewhere else. Obviously, this is a seeded map, so it could be in a different location. And like I said, I haven't explored very much, but I suspect you might need to travel a long ways, and so that's going to be a really big challenge. There seems to be a lot of icebergs and stuff like that out there that you're going to have to watch out for when you're sailing about. And I haven't even looked under the sea, so definitely some interesting challenges to that we're gonna have to face when we tackle this map here. Just really cool. Performance seems to be slightly impacted. It was doing okay when I was not recording though, so I mean that might be just OBS doing OBS things, because we know how that is. Holy cow. Although it was fine when I first started recording, so I'm not sure if that's OBS or if that's the game itself. But let's hop out here for a second. I was getting heat back over here. Yeah, see, there we go. So definitely want like a vent or something like this to take on the challenge. If you've already been playing this too, you'll notice now they've added skis in as well. So now snowmobiles are starting to become a thing. I'm sure we're gonna see, you know, like Cessnas and stuff with like skis, like they kind of sometimes will use in Alaska. Might be careful here. I don't want to fall off of the train while it's moving. That would be bad. But yeah, so definitely really unique. A lot of challenges. There's also a lot of roads and altering train tracks and paths and stuff here, so that's also useful. Definitely making more use of potential vehicles and stuff like that. See here, so this is the train terminal, and then like these here are both roads. Like this stretch and this bridge here, that's all a road. There's no train tracks to this airstrip, so you're gonna have to take a car or some sort of vehicle there. But you can see that there is a lot of train tracks going around this map all over the place, so that's kind of interesting. Larger ships are also gonna have to face the challenge of not only traversing the icebergs, stuff like that, but also the train tracks that kind of are scattered around this map. So it's kind of a catch-22 with the train tracks. It almost makes the train seem a little bit more useful and definitely a lot more safe form of travel for this map, but maybe taking a little bit of the fun and excitement out of it. We're going to go ahead and head up here. We're just going to check things out from the snowplow train. Now this one does seem to have heat. Oh gosh, I can't get up. Okay. This one seems to be generating a fair amount of heat because even a little bit further away from the vents I'm still getting it. How about inside? When I get up here. Yeah, so definitely the vehicle to hang out in here. Let's crank the fan up to full. Watch it explode or something. You can't even tell it's moving. I think it's bugged out. Oh, maybe it's just moving really fast, I guess. Because that doesn't look bugged out in there, so I'm not sure. But, yeah, a real blast, real treat. Not most exciting task. I should have definitely taken something with us now. I didn't realize these train tracks were going to be this long, so I just thought we'd basically, like, get there right away. That's not going to happen. This is such a long trip. Well, since we got this going here, let's do this. Let's get up off of here. Let's reopen this hatch and let's, if we can, we're just gonna run along the top here and we're just gonna jump right back on the train here. Hopefully we won't fall. This is kind of shady. Are you not moving anymore? It's hard to tell. I think we're still. Something may have run out of fuel. Interesting. Battery's good, engine's good, engine temperatures are dropping, engine RPM's stopped, battery is good, speed stopped though for some reason. We might be in trouble. I don't know why the engine temperature's dropping. Are we out of fuel or something? It says we still got battery power. Fuel 0. Yeah, we ran out of fuel. Alright, so yeah, see, gas is gonna be important. We didn't even well, I mean, this was running in the background for quite a while here too, so I mean, that's at least part of the issue there. So we probably wouldn't have run out of gas so fast, but it was a lot of time spent with this thing idling in the background. Electric's not hooked up, so there is a battery, but the electric's not hooked up to this engine in particular, so we seem to be kind of sort of stuck. That's no bueno, but that's the way it is. So now, you know, we just basically sit here and die of hypothermia, you know, have a little bit of stuff while the engine's got power, but I don't know how long that would last us. So we're going to try and use this crane. I'm just curious to see how far this thing can get, potentially. If we can get up here, that's going to be the tricky part. You got these hand grips, and they're all in the dumbest spots. So it's a connector that controls the crane, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I think I prefer the other crane a lot better than this one. I like the looks of this one more. It's a little bit more vintage looking, but definitely not practical for several reasons. Obviously, the biggest and foremost is those doors. It comes with a step ladder, but the step ladders are detached, which is kind of neat because it allows you to get in there when you first get into it, but there's no way to get in to actually like operate it once you leave somewhere, which is probably what most people are going to do. Is they're going to take it somewhere, I would imagine, not just operate it inside the house for the train. So I don't really know what the thoughts were from the creator on that end. Where's our connector? Did it fall down? It fell down here. Yep, I'm falling. Definitely a big hassle here doing this. Something you'd probably want multiple people for doing. At this point, this doesn't even feel worth it, but I'm just curious how potentially effective this could be for, like, if you had like something stuck alongside one of these bridges or something, maybe. If this would be a useful thing to actually possibly do that once you got this pain in the butt set up. Okay, that's not really working too well. I don't know why they wouldn't have handrails up here, or like a chair or something you could hop into. Instead, the handrails are here. On the outside. And then this is what happens when the door opens. Can I swing myself around? Like, the guy who created this has to see where this is an issue, I would imagine. Well, there's got to be a workaround, or there's got to be something to it that I'm missing here that's not obvious to me. But I don't know what it would be. Nope. Oh, rip. Just kept bouncing right off. Yeah, I don't really see any way of getting up there. Maybe what it could do is if I go up here, and hopefully I won't fall in the water, because if I do, I'm almost certainly dead. I just don't want to jump like straight at this to get up here. Okay, new plan. Think I know how to get in here now. Kinda sorta risky. And we're in the water. Oh, the noises. So dumb. Alright, well, let's do this. We left from here. Let's check out this other terminal here. We got a second train terminal, it looks like. So we'll check this out. Might as well check out some of these other locations that have Scott out and still farting around with the stupid train. So, you know, it's just like the other train terminals, like you'd expect. A few houses for storage and stuff like that. Some open space on the side. So a good place to keep supplies at the ready. You know, importing fuel potentially from, you know, a fuel truck or whatever for land-based operations, stuff like that. But right now, this is the thing I've said before, is these trains, the way these tracks are set up, they're potentially good. They're a safe way of traveling. They're a safe way of getting around the map. But they don't necessarily feel like they're practical for any purpose. Like, okay, great, I've got the train house here, I've got these safe train tracks, and, you know, I've got a thing to fuel my trains in here. But what do I do with my trains? Like, I got them set up, but what's the point once I have them set up? You know, I don't know. Just not something I see a whole lot of use in compared to boats. Now, like I said, boats are definitely a lot more risky. If you're doing I guess, a explorative campaign with survival on and like one death and all that stuff, the trains could be a good way to supply all your naval fleet and all that other stuff and keep that stuff supplied safely, but I don't necessarily see that being the case. Potentially transporting small vehicles, stuff like that around the map would be the practical use. So we've got an airfield here. I'm going to actually go ahead and override. Oh yeah, so wind wasn't even top level, neither was the fog, but we're going to go ahead and clear that out here. Oh, look at that, so beautiful all of a sudden. A little bit later too, so let's go ahead and before it starts getting too late, we're just going to pop this back up to noon. So here we've got our airfield. Now this is a massive airstrip, so that's really cool. There is a couple other bigger airfields in the game, but this might be the longest and biggest runway, and there's very little that I think you're going to really have to worry about when it comes to taking off. Landing might be a little bit riskier if you're really bad aim, but it is a very long airfield, so stopping shouldn't be an issue because you got plenty of room to do that here. And then this is one of those roadways I was talking about before, you know, passing by here, of course, so you can get an idea of how long these are. Cars might be a little bit trickier with fuel, though. So that's something I'm not sure how well cars are going to handle these, but big old massive bridge here going along, so that's pretty neat. And do we have anything else unlocked that I can show you guys? Just those three areas. We've got a lighthouse here. So there is an oil works place there that we could potentially get fuel from already. So that might not even be an issue. I didn't even realize that was there until just now. So yeah, fuel might not even be so much an issue. It's just the cold survival and stuff that's going to be an ongoing issue for a lot of players here. In respect to survival and stuff, and as you can see, you know, as long as you got ventilation and stuff set up, that's not even so much of an issue itself. Other than that, guys, I think that's all we're going to really show off today. I kind of want to do a mission here, but I don't have any missions to do here to my knowledge, so nothing to really show off, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's build with advanced mode turned off. Should pay attention to that. But yeah, all in all, I'm really glad to see that they did end up actually making use of the snow and stuff. I was really disappointed when you know, I saw the snow and it was a really cool effect, and I was like just so bummed out to see it was going away, and obviously that's actually not the case now, so happy for that. But like I said, guys, I'm out of things to talk about for right now, so I will talk to you guys in the next one. Take it easy.